Bitcoin. This is a word and also a commodity that many people across the globe are now quite familiar with. In the original white paper written by Satoshi Nakamoto, there's a continual reference to a peer-to-peer network, which is the true and pure, if you like, point of developing and implementing this specific digital currency. Now, the idea with a peer-to-peer network is you do not need a government or a bank to interfere or get in the way of any actual transactions. However, for buyers and sellers to find each other, it is still very helpful to have a common marketplace where people can meet and trade.
In this video, we're going to take a look at one of the world's biggest peer-to-peer Bitcoin marketplaces.
Let's do a deep dive into Paxful. We are going to discuss all the great bits and pieces about Paxful, but first, let's have a play around with the actual platform and see how it functions. First up, like any platform, you have to create an account. This part's pretty standard. Then after you enter your particulars, you'll go on to enter your security questions, which is a solid way to protect your identity. Once you have selected your currency of choice, then you enter into the platform. Now from there, there's a number of different ways you can transfer funds onto Paxful itself. This is a very good thing, as it makes it easy for most people across the world to find a payment method that suits them best. This includes bank transfers, crypto wallets, gift cards, which we will circle back to in a moment, cash, debit and credit cards, and also other digital currencies. Now with the gift cards,
there aren't many, and this is a pretty amazing thing to have on a platform.
Because what it does is it allows people to buy cryptocurrency as a gift, and also it's more than likely to bring a lot of new people into the crypto space. Just consider for a moment you want to get your mother a gift, and for the last year or two she's been saying, "What's that Bitcoin thing you're always talking about? Can you explain it to me? Can you get some for me?" Well, now this is a very easy thing to do, and you can go to her and say, "Sure, mama, happy birthday," and you can buy your beloved mother some Bitcoin. So let's assume you actually want to sell some Bitcoin. You just head to the top of the page, click on Sell Bitcoin, choose from the 300 plus payment methods that we've already mentioned. Then you go on to choose how much you actually want to spend. You pick the currency you wish to transact in, select which country you're in, then you jump into the peer-to-peer marketplace when you click the button Search for Offers. Now, once you are into this part of the platform, you can click on a user to open his or her profile for more details on your potential trade partner. It's important to note that the user's reputation, activity, verification level, Bitcoin volume, along with the amount of trusted buy or block buy when the user joined Paxful. You will then proceed to the terms and conditions part of the deal. And once you and the buyer agree on your terms, then you select the amount you actually want to trade. Now, trade is open with the instructions in the chat box. Your Bitcoins are now secured in escrow connected to the trade. Following all instructions of the offer, owner will send the required files and documents, provide necessary information for the actual payment. You then make sure you receive funds from the buyer. Now, the buyer must confirm within the trade that he has paid you. You then click Release Bitcoins, then the Bitcoins will go from trade escrow to the buyer's Paxful wallet. Now, once the trade is actually started, the amount of Bitcoin in escrow is fixed. It will not change according to market fluctuations. Now, when it comes to selling Bitcoin, there are 14 key rules on the platform. The first is, as a vendor, you should accept all risks and liabilities that come with trading, and it's up to you as a person to actually protect yourself. Next up is no actual brokering is allowed. This applies to gift cards. Brokering specifically is when you buy a gift card code for someone thinking you can just sell it later to someone else. This goes against the Paxful terms of service and is prohibited at all times. Point number 3, you must be responsive to buyers. If you're not at your computer, then they ask that you take down all your offers. When a customer shows up, you have to engage them. Number 4, you have to maintain a civil tone with your customers at all times. They don't allow foul language, abusive tones, as it's just bad for business and it's not nice for anybody. Number 5, you must have full offer terms and trade instructions in simple, short bullet points. Number 6, if the release of Bitcoins happens not instantly and you have specific time frame for the payment confirmation, this must clearly be stated in your offer, terms of service, and trade instructions. Number 7, clear and short offer terms. This is very important as you don't want to convolute any contracts that you engage in and make it easy as possible for all parties involved. Number 8, you must have full, simple trade instructions of exactly what you want them to do. They suggest you use bullet points and keep it very short and sweet. Number 9, provide your customers with helpful aids and examples if necessary. As one example they use on the website, if you require them to upload a selfie with photo ID, then put in an example picture, one with a face and details that are blurred out. Number 10, You may not use multiple accounts to get an advantage in the number of listed offers or its position in the list. This is unreasonable advantage in the natural market competition, which is considered system abuse. Number 11, it is important that you know what the minimum trade amount is on Paxful. Currently, the minimum trade amount is $10 to buy Bitcoins. If you're selling Bitcoins, the minimum amount is 0.001 Bitcoins. Number 12, not using third parties for payments. As a vendor, you are the person responsible for accepting and processing payments yourself. Number 13, no off-escrow trades allowed, no sharing contacts or off-site communications. It is vitally important that you do not give other users your contact information for external trading. And wrapping up with number 14, there's no negotiations. The buyer of Bitcoins must pay the exact price that is set for their trade. If the seller needs to make an adjustment, trade must be reopened for the correct amount. It is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but for their regard to their own self-interest. We address ourselves not to their humanity, but to their self-love, and never talk to them of our own necessities, but of their advantages. This immortal quote comes from Adam Smith's book, The Wealth of Nations. Now, the reason this quote rings so true nearly 300 years on is the drivers in markets and economies tend not to change a great deal over time. With Paxful, this is not a charity. This is a business set out to make money, but this is a good thing,
as customers can choose from scores of other platforms.
if they feel Paxful, the platform, is not quite up to scratch. Also, because Paxful is providing the peer-to-peer platform
And not doing a million things like some other marketplaces.
you only pay a small fee and you can then go and buy and sell your Bitcoin as you see fit. This makes it clean, easy to use, and cost-effective. So how will Paxful do in the future? Well, no one knows for sure, but as the world of cryptocurrency continues to move into more and more parts of culture and the world over, and more people are brought into the crypto space, the average person will look for lower fees and ease of use, like they do now with banking. And because of this, Paxful may have a very bright future. I suppose only time will tell. For Crypto Global News, I'm Edward. Until next time, you take it easy.